In an incredible world, aren't we? Yes. However, the only question now that arises to us is that are we going to live in a world which is filled by peace? Well, that's a big challenge today. We don't know, or even if we know, are we pretending to be not knowing it? I guess both are the same because the moment when you say that we don't know how to live in peace, that's when we engage in war or violence. Or if we know that this is the way towards peace, we aren't putting our best effort to achieve that. So that means, so what are we doing about it? First and foremost is about the way we think about being at peace. The only reason why there are wars that have happened in history is because we are greedy. We want more than what we have, right? If you look at the wars that have happened in the world, it's only because they want the rich natural resources of another land that might be belonging to somebody else. But this particular land has to be annexed. And that's why the wars have happened. The conquests were brutal, right? So, in the course of war, what are we actually seeing? People or the soldiers would fight each other and there would be bloodshed, right? And that's what is going to happen. So, at the end of the day, you have a lot of loss of life where it leads to a depletion of the earning for a family. There's no crucial family member who's the soldier who would be earning for his family and make a living out of it, right? But the soldier got to defend his nation much before he thinks about his family. And that's what his duty is, right? So that is exactly what happened throughout the history. Even today, we are seeing the same sort of incident that's happening around. A soldier in a particular country had been defending his nation, putting ahead the needs and values of his family, right? So, do we really need such a brutal, murders happening around the world? Or can we teach our children the values of peace and coexistence so that there is some security that needs to be there around a nation, but that each other nation do, you know, respect the sovereignty of another nation and coexist by probably improving the trade relationship or any other partnership rather than just fighting among themselves, right? So if this is something which can be achieved, then the solution for the rest of the things is history, right? So what do we need to do in order to have such a global value? The first thing is to teach our children that what coexistence is all about. Coexistence is all about how we live together, irrespective of what we are, whether it's about the indifferences between the caste, creed, class, or any other differences that you find in human nature. The second thing is about the mutual respect, that you and I coexist because we live together with dignity and freedom. The third thing that we have to teach our children is the life values. That is, do good so that you can always be at peace and goodwill. And there'll be another person to help you around, right? You'll be always helped when you are in need. It's the same thing if people do just follow these simple things. I'm sure that there won't be any hatred, there won't be any revenge, or there won't be any sense of loss that we didn't get that, or there won't be any lust or greed that we want some other person's fate. Right? So that is exactly what is required to be done. So if these kind of simple values are sowed in the minds of our young children, I'm sure that we can achieve a greater progress in terms of what we call as, as the existence of peace in this world. Today, what is happening is the deadly opposite of this. People are, brainwashed with the only value of greed, right? And that is exactly what is making them to think of warring against a peaceful people, right? So what people have got to do is to defend themselves, right? It's only the strategy that when we think about a war, it's about kill or be killed, right? So they engage in such brutal activities. But if we discard these thoughts, I'm sure that we can definitely live with peace in this world. And that's all about what I should think is the best for everyone. And with this thought, I'm signing off today. Thank you.